What's up, everybody? This is your buddy Big Money for Eternity, and I am back with another video. And in today's video, I am going to talk about a little trip I went on last night to another Right Coast Pro wrestling event. I'm not going to talk about the whole show because there were some things in it that were kind of but I will touch on some things here and there that I enjoyed. The first being the I'm just gonna get right to it, the tag team title match, which I thought was absolutely phenomenal. If you've ever wanted to see a match that told a good story and had just everything you'd want to see in a tag team match, this was the match you'd have to see, because it had what's called, for those of you who don't watch wrestling, I'll explain everything as I go along. It had false finishes, where the referee will go to count to 3, and he'll get to 2, and then the person will kick out before the 3 count. And it just had everything a wrestling fan would ever want to see in a match. And the heavyweights took on the Baldwins for the tag team titles. That's the two teams that wrestle for the belts. And the heavyweights finally walked out as champions, so congratulations to them. And my boys Better Than You were there, and I got to talk to them after the show, and Miss Jasmine even got some licks in during one of the matches. And tell you what, girl can fight, let me tell you. She's not afraid to get in there and mix it up when she needs to. I mean, she got up on the apron during the match that one of her guys was in, and she slapped the other guy's head off, and I thought the guy's head was going to go flying into the rows across the ring from her, because I mean, she really nailed him. And then she got a hold of the guy's legs so he couldn't move, so that her guy could come up and attack from behind, which was a good move. But I'll tell you, she's brave to do all the stuff that she does. I mean, I don't know of any other women in the business who can do the things that she did last night. And it was just, I'll tell you, she is not scared to do anything at all. So I applaud her for that, to just not be afraid to get in there and mix it up, and that's just, I like a chick who can fight, She's really good at what she does. I mean, she plays her character well. All the guys do. But speaking of characters, there was one match in particular where a wrestler made his debut, and I wasn't too thrilled with the debuting wrestler, especially when he played his character, because sometimes there are guys who can play their character well, and then there's some others who you see them play their character, and it's like, ugh, and this guy was one of those yeesh moments, because it was like, he was supposed to be an Indian, and you know how the Indians will charge after a guy doing that weird looking stomp dance thing or whatever it is, and do that yell. Well, he was doing that stomp run he was like doing a stomp run toward the guy doing that yell, and the look in his eyes, I swear, beyond everything, the look in his eyes looked like he had way too much caffeine. I mean, his eyes were like huge, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean, it actually made me wonder if an Indian was what he was really trying to be. And it just like, oh my gosh, it was just weird. Just really freaked me out. So I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. And the guy that debuted that was playing the Indian character, he actually lost his match, which I've rarely seen a wrestler who debuts at a show and then loses his match. I mean, that's not something that it's not something that you see all the time. It's usually when the guy is debuting for a company, they'll put him against a guy that's not really in, that doesn't really win a lot, and then the guy will win his match and everybody celebrates. He'll show off his finishing move and all that good stuff, and then he'll win the match. Everybody says, "Yay, he won!" Whatever. But this guy did not win, and I don't even think he got to use his finisher either. And if he did, I didn't see it. So that was that, and it was just really the match itself was just, to me, it was really messy. I mean, it was just it was just all over the place. I mean, on his part, not the guy he was wrestling, but the guy he was wrestling. I mean, I think he carried the match most of the match, if not the whole thing, because the guy that was debuting, he was just all over the place. It's just it, and I'm going to use the term the term is known as the person was green, which means the word green in wrestling just means that the guy was just very sloppy and didn't really have it together. You know what I mean? And after the show, I had asked the guy how long he had been wrestling, and he told me 4 years. And for a guy that's been wrestling for 4 years, I hate saying this about any wrestler at all, but for a guy that's been wrestling 4 years, I wasn't really impressed. I just, there's some guys that just knock my socks off when they do their matches and they do their work. But this guy, I mean, his ring work was just all over the place. It was really just, I mean, the match didn't really, I mean, his work didn't really do much for me. Now, the guy that he wrestled, as I said, the Latin Lover Chachi, like I said, I think he carried the match. And I was actually glad that he won, because if I had been critiquing the match a lot more than I am right now, I would have gone on to say that that since Chachi won, I would have gone on to say that the right guy won the match, because his Tomahawk, which was the Indian who debuted, his ring work was just everywhere. It was just up, down, all around. It was just, there wasn't any sequence to it. It was just like all over the place. I mean, usually when wrestlers do their moves, they have like a little sequence that they go through. Like, they'll do one move that can be followed up into another move and then into another move and so on. But this guy, he was just all over the place, and it was just like he was doing more being scary, I thought, than anything else. So I complimented him on his match to be friendly to him, because you don't tell anybody that they suck in their, you don't tell anybody in wrestling that they suck to their face. That's just something you don't do. So I complimented him, but I wasn't feeling it. But like I said at the beginning of this vlog, the tag team title match last night, that was the match that did it for me. Now, there was a scary moment in the match in the show last night. They had a wrestler who's been in a few shows now. He's known as Wildlife William Fitz, and he started off as a babyface, which is a good guy. And he was when he first debuted, he was going after Aaron Stride. And he was like doing stuff to scare him off and everything like that. And there was a match that he was supposed to be in last night where he was supposed to tag team with another wrestler to go against my boys, my favorite group, Better Than You. and Colton Quest was supposed to be William Fitz's partner. Well, Colton Quest was there, but when they announced William Fitz to come out, he never showed. So I thought, okay, it's probably going to get turned into a handicap match, which it did. And my boy's Better Than You won by knockout, which is one of the ways you can win. You can win either by pinfall, submission, countout, disqualification, or in this case by knockout. So they won by knockout. Well, then later in the show, another wrestler that I like, his name is Ruby Rubino, took on a wrestler that I mentioned before, Aaron Stride, in a match. And after the match, Ruby was in the ring celebrating because he had just won. And out of nowhere, William Fitz comes out and he attacks Ruby. And he comes in with a chair and he just starts beating the holy snot out of Ruby. I mean, just chair shot after chair shot after chair shot across the back. I mean, and he was choking him with like this rope or something that he had with him. And then I looked outside the ring and there's like this guy in this zookeeper looking outfit, and he's got a white mask on with like black around the outside of the eye holes, and he's got a microphone in his hand. He didn't say anything, but then as soon as he thought that William Fitz had done enough damage to Ruby, he did this thing where he did this clicker or something into a microphone, and then William stopped, went outside the ring, did this weird tribal yell, and then they went backstage. Well, they went back to the referees and stuff came out, and they helped Ruby to the back, and we didn't see him after the show, so I hope he's okay. And Ruby, if you see this, if you are okay, let me know, because it looked like you were legit hurt. And sometimes that does happen in wrestling. People can get injured, as some of you may know. So that was kind of scary. Now, I'm going to touch on something that I'm hoping to see happen in at least a future show. And this is just a wrestling fan's opinion, so bear with me. Last night, as I said before earlier in the vlog, the heavyweights became the new Right Coast Pro Tag Team Champions. And I am thinking, and I am actually hoping, that my boys Better Than You get their rightful shot at the Right Coast Pro Tag Team Championship, because I think they are seriously overdue for a title shot altogether. Even when the former champions, the Baldwin brothers, were champions, Better Than You never got a title shot. And it was just like they were always like put in other matches where it was like, in 6-man tags or other tag team matches, or one of the members of Better Than You got a heavyweight title shot. I think it was Adam Chandler, and of course he came up short. So I'm hoping that my boys Better Than You, somewhere down the line, get their shot at the Right Coast Pro Tag Team Championship, because in my opinion they deserve it. So I went up to the one of the owners of the company last night, and I made the request to see the match. So I'm hoping that that Better Than You gets the title shot that they rightfully deserve, because it's just something that I want to see. And this is Right Coast Pro is a company that I fully support. They know I support them, otherwise I wouldn't go to their shows. And I hope that in the future that that I'm able to give them ideas for wrestling matches and things like that, and I hope that I get to see some matches that I want to see. So, I mean, it would be really, really cool to see that match. So I hope that they make it happen. But all in all, last night's show was really good. I'd give it a solid 8.5 or 8.5, 9 on a scale of 1 to 10. There were a couple hiccups in the show, but nothing to worry about. I mean, the only thing, like I said, that I thought was a little bit iffy was the Tomahawk Chachi match, and it wasn't because of Chachi. It was because of Tomahawk, because I just felt like Tomahawk's moveset was just all over the place. I mean, it was just like I didn't understand what he was trying to. I don't think that he told as good a story in the match as he could have. Whereas Chachi, he actually did pretty well playing his role as the heel. So I'm hoping that that if Tomahawk wrestles for Right Coast Pro again, that he can grow a little bit and maybe get a moveset that where everything kind of flows together. Because it was kind of I just felt like his moveset was just everywhere, just all over the place. So I mean, the match was okay. I wouldn't say it was great, but it was just okay. So like I said, I hope that he gets better with time, and maybe down the line he'll get to be more over with the crowd. So let's just hope for that. Alright guys, I'm going to close the vlog for now because I've gone almost 20 minutes without shutting up, so I will close it for now. If you like this video, give it the old thumbs up, hit that little red subscribe button down below, and I would also like to ask any of you who watch my videos to please leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of the videos. I have a lot of videos that don't have any comments, so please, 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 I would love to hear your thoughts on the videos. Leave me some comments. Like I said, if you haven't subscribed yet, there's that little red button down below there. Give the video a thumbs up. And I thank you guys for watching, and to the new subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. You guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.